2018 season, his 45th career win overall, which puts him second on the all-time list behind his teammate Andrew Hines. So, hot track, we've been talking about to the drivers of the four-wheeled cars dealing with the conditions. Talk to me about, one, the breeze that was out there, and two, the physical racetrack.
The breeze is probably an understatement. I would call it wind. You know, this track has been very challenging for us this weekend. With the different track prep procedures and all that's going on, we have to learn, let's just say, how it changes. And the reason why I say that is well, as more cars run on it, as more prep gets done as the weekend goes on, it gets better and better and better, rather than being the best it could be right off the bat. Is the best way that I can explain that. But we almost gave it away there in the final. We did last race give it away, we think, in the final when we sort of encountered the same problems with Andrew's bike, and we did the same thing there with mine because we thought it was going to be good. We underestimated the track. Track ended up being better. It stuck the tire, and my bike rattled. Luckily enough, it had enough momentum to get through there and go a 92 and get me to win light. So it's a challenge, but even more so right now, dealing with a crosswind. Whenever you're in a crosswind situation, this track is one of those tracks that has a crown to it, so it wants to pull you left or right depending on which lane you're in and what you have going on. And then when you throw the wind on top of it, I really had a better bike than I showed the Friday and Saturday because I was not making the proper chassis adjustments to get the bike down through the track the best it could. After I learned a little bit and made a run, you give me enough time to figure it out, I'll figure it out, and I'll get the right setup. Well, first round I think I hit it. Went out there and man, the bike was living in the 80s all weekend long. So, unfortunately not going 80s in the final, I can't say I did it every single lap here, but 7 out of 8 to go 89 or better is a good thing. We're proud of that. And, we'll just continue to pick away at it. We're going to learn and we're going to continue to get better. That's what we need to do.
I know not to use the word frightened when speaking to a drag racer, so I'm going to use the word concerned. When you see the performance that Arana's bike had this weekend, does it concern you when you look at a qualifying sheet and see a guy with 500s on the next closest bike?
Well, the way I look at it is I'm the guy standing here with the Wally, so it shows you how much concern I had of it. You got to win races. That's what has to get it done. I mean, you could have the fastest car in qualifying or fastest bike in qualifying all day long, but you got to get it done on race day. So, he has a fast motorcycle. There's a lot of people that have a fast motorcycle, but I need to stay focused on my camp to make sure I have a fast motorcycle, and the two crew guys, being Matt and Andrew, both of us, all crew chiefing motorcycles and trying to do the best that we can. We need to stay focused. We have fast motorcycles. I don't know if they're that fast. I can tell you for sure we wouldn't have never ran that fast today, especially in a headwind situation, but we're standing here, got it done, and that's the way that I look at it is you need to race, and you need to race the track conditions that you have, because again, they're changing every lap, and it's new to all of us, and we're learning. So I think the more runs we can make down this track, the better off we are going
to be. Okay, in your final run, you talk about the bike overcoming its issue as you're going down the track. But did you, as the driver, have any input into how it overcame them?
No, I'd like to tell you it affected my reaction time the way that it happened. When you look at the qualifying sheets and all-day race day, I mean, 30s to 40s is pretty much where I was, and in the 20s on race day. That's pretty typical of where I try to be. And it just stuck the tire, and so when you throw the clutch away, the first thing it does is rather than the clutch biting and spinning the tire and starting to pull you out of the stage beam, it actually slipped the engine, let the engine accelerate higher, and as we say, it separates the clutch from the tire and splits it apart and causes it to rattle. So again, it's a learning curve for us. This is a totally new situation that we are dealing with. So it's hard. If you load it for bear and come up here, it's not going down the track. So we just need to figure out how to make it go down the track. And we were doing that. We were getting better 60, 330 all day long. And that is only going to build our notebook, which is only going to make us better. So I knew right away when I threw the clutch lever away I was in trouble. I was just hoping that we'll back into it and hopefully the bike will bail me out on that one. So, and it did, and it ended up going from A to B, good, straight. I was happy with it.
Is it 3 victories behind Andrew? Yeah. You two race each other through the airport security lines. So I mean, I know you've got some kind of thing going on with that. I mean, is there some kind of betting or some kind of what's going on there?
You know, he's the one that tunes my motorcycle. He puts literally the tune-up calls in it for what we'd like to say is our math, you know, for fuel and timing and all that. So he takes a pride when I run fast. He also takes a pride when he runs fast. So we've kind of both overcome that as a race. We focus on our main goal of we want to win, and it doesn't matter who does it, when we do it, we want to win. And you know, I can't thank him enough for that. So it shows you obviously the type of individual he is, that when he goes out, the first thing he does is jump on the laptop and get on my motorcycle and starts looking and picking to see how much better he can make it in every little spot. Now, it's a little more difficult when you're one person. That's why it's really the 3 of us. It's Matt, Andrew, and myself that ultimately make the tune-up calls on these motorcycles, and we try to do our best that with 3 heads. You know, it's sometimes 3 heads aren't better than 1. Sometimes 1 is better than 3. But we're all looking over each other's shoulders to say, hey, why don't you try this, or why don't you nitpick that? And we do a good job at that balance. So I think as we continue to learn here, we're only going to be better.